Good morning, everyone, reporters, and our report is all about archetypal criticism. Archetypal criticism. The word archetype is from the Greek archetypo, archetypon. So archetypon is a perfect example or model of something. It is the first mold or model in the meaning of being the initial version of something later multiplied. In literature and art, an archetype is character, a tradition, an event, a story, or an image that recurs in different works, in different cultures, and in different periods of time. So in literature, archetype is a character that is formed of representations in different periods of time. Like, for example, Harry Potter is a type of novel that represents universal patterns and appeals to our human collective unconscious. Next. Archetypes. Archetypal criticism focuses on those patterns in a literary work that commonly occur in other literary works. So archetypes are universal, inborn models of people, behaviors, and personalities that play a role in influencing human behavior. These patterns shared by people across diverse cultures, so from generations to generations. Archetypal critics are also interested in certain myths and rituals that recur in a wide variety of cultures. So like certain symbols and their meanings, because almost literature is written to convey events which mean something. Archetypal criticism looks for these meanings as well as what the symbols in the story stand for. And archetypal criticism argues that archetypes determine the form and function of literary works, that a text's meaning is shaped by cultural and psychological myths. What is archetype? An archetype is a pattern from which other similar things can develop. It is a kind of original model, for example, the flood. Is an archetype image that exists in myths across many cultures. The basic model is a huge flood covering the entire planet, initiating a kind of clean state. So, it's the original pattern or model from which all things of the same kind are copied or on which they are based. Like, for example, Noah and the Ark. So, the flood. Amo nitong nag ano ang Great Flood kay para nga ang entire planet kay ma-clean kay ang mga tao kay parte na kayo ka makasasala. So amo na ang ang representation dres ang archetype amo nang iyang nga example. The original ay it's kind of original model. So like Noah and the Ark, it's nang na-relate siya sa ano kay ang Noah and the Ark is the original model. And example of a tradition archetype. In the Western tradition of Esther, Jesus, considered the Son of God in the tradition, is sacrificed to save the humankind. In the Eastern tradition of Shivarati, the god Shiva drank a lethal dose of poison that otherwise would have polluted the ocean of the world, thus saving humankind. So, traditional archetypes refers to images and symbols which cultures and traditions have used to represent things, situations, or events in lives. Sa mo ning ginapakita sa mga tradition nga archetype kay do ginahimo nila ang example ang mga nagkatabo dati. So both of these traditions center around the celebration of life and the deliverance from the death. So amo ni mga traditions kay ang center nila kay celebrations ng life which is na save tatanan and deliverance from death nang na-rescue ta sa death kay di ba si Jesus nagpakamatay siya para sa atin. So, the celebrations for our life and na-rescue ta from death. Next is Carl Jung. Swiss psychiatrist Carl Jung believed that these archetypes existed in the collective unconscious. He based this assertion in part on the fact that there are image, character types, settings, and short patterns that existed across cultures. So, unconscious is the part of the mind containing memories and impulses of which the individual is not aware. So, according to Jung, the collective unconscious is made up of a collection of knowledge, and imagery that every person is born with and is shared by all human beings due to ancestral experience. So he suggested that this collective unconscious is not directly knowable and is product of the shared experiences of our ancestors. This is why archetypal criticism is often discussed in psychological terms. So, the collective unconscious is not directly knowable kay ang collective unconscious biara sa aton mind and hindi ta aware. So, ang mga ancestors naton kay naga-share sa aton sa mga experiences nila. So, amo na nga mabalaan ta na ang mga nagkatabo-tabo. And next is the Jungian criticism. Jung theorized that all humans carry archetypes, universal images and patterns in our individual and collective unconscious. So, ang theory ni Jung kay always daw ta naka-carry ng archetypes or universal image and patterns. Like for example, one of his archetypes abi ng hero. So, itaas individual always hindi man as hero nga mag-save ano kita sa iban pero ang ginaminda rin ng hero to sa pang-adlaw-adlaw kay kabulig to sa iban or ara lang ta para sa ila kung may kailangan sila. So humans carry archetypes in our individual and collective unconscious. And innate na gid nato na siya. Next, the primordial and universal. Jung believed that the collective unconscious and its contents are primordial. That is, we as individuals have these archetypal images ingrained in our understanding before we are born. So, dari emphasize ni Jung nga kita daw as individuals kay meron na sang archetypal images kag may understanding na ta bago pa kita na bata. So, Jung also believed that these archetypes are universal, which is why they can found all over the world and throughout history. So archetypes are universal and inborn models of people, behaviors, and personalities that play a role in influencing human behavior. And Swiss psychiatrist Carl Jung's theory suggests that these archetypes were forms of innate human knowledge passed down from our ancestors. So ang archetypes daw kay universal, which is makita gid naton sa all around the world and throughout history, like for example kay Jesus. So history naman siya kay dati natabo siya. So that was amo nang mga archetypes na ginamin niya nga universal kay makita gyapon sa bilog nga kalibutan kag sa throughout history. That's all. So next reporter naman ang mag-report sa continuation. Thank you.
Archetypal criticism. Archetypal criticism therefore seeks to identify and analyze the presence and variance of recognizable archetypes in works of literature. These archetypes are said to be identifiable in a wide variety of works of literature, as well as myths, dreams, and even ritualized modes of social behavior. And this is the example. The example is the archetypal criticism can be found in analyzing the hero's journey, archetypes in J.K. Rowling Harry Potter series, Harry's journey from the ordinary world to facing challenges, meeting mentors, and ultimately confronting a dark force aligns with the archetypal hero's quest found in many myths, stories. The use of archetypes helps create a universal connection between the reader and the narratives. Jungian Quest assumes that the monomyth of the quest of journey underlies archetypal image, hero forced to leave comfortable surrounding and venture in unfamiliar new world filled with new challenges. Meet-wise old man who helps out with guidance and advice. Barriers test the fledgling hero tends to separate familiar world from unfamiliar. And this is the example of Jungian Quest is Jungian case can be seen in the movie of The Matrix. Neo, the protagonist, undergoes a psychological journey that aligns with Jungian concepts. His discovery of the hidden truth, facing the shadow, agent Smith, and transcending limitations all reflects elements of Jung's individuation process, where one confronts and integrates aspects of the unconscious to achieve personal growth and self-realization. Next is Jungian criticism, return home call guide, bestow wisdom crossing. So here, have a unfamiliar word, familiar world, land of adventure, threshold, call, guide, crossing, return, initiation, and adventure. Next, the archetypes on parade. There are a number of identifiable archetypes in literature, art, and film spanning centuries. Some of the most easily recognizable archetypes in character, situation, and symbol include the following. So this is also the example of archetypes on parade is can be found in analyzing the hero's journey. Archetypes in embody classic archetypes like the hero, the villain, the mentor, and the sidekick, marching through the plot in a way that emphasizes their stereotypical traits. For instance, the hero might always make noble choices, the villain remains malicious, the mentor imparts wisdom, and the sidekick provides comic relief, creating a clear and predictable narrative patterns. The archetypal characters: hero, heroine, sidekick, helper, villain, wise sage, outcast, oracle, caring mother or earth mother, mad scientist, fatal, Don Juan, star-crossed lovers, witch shrew, underdog, stern father, and damsel in the distress. The archetypal situations, the task trial, the journey, the quest, the loss of innocence, the initiation, apocalypse, end of the world, pursuit of revenge, descent into the underworld or heavenly ascent, searching for father, damsel in distress, and last, the banishment of the prince. Archetypal critical questions. What image, symbols, figures are present in other literary works? What myths, dreams, and even ritualized modes of social behavior are present? What universal experiences are depicted? What event from this work resemble event from myths, fairy tales, or other ancient stories? What traditions or ritualistic human behaviors are common across vast culture and vast
The book that we pick is The Lord of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien. So, Tolkien's epic fantasy series has been studied through archetypal criticism, with characters like Frodo representing the hero archetypes and the quest for power exemplifying archetypal themes. And this is the video that we picked, the Star Wars. George Lucas' iconic space opera has been widely discussed in terms of archetypal criticism. The hero journey, as outlined by Joseph Campbell, is prominently featured in the character arc of Luke Skywalker, while archetypal motifs such as the wise mentor Obi-Wan Kenobi and the Darth villain Darth Vader are central to the narrative.
People keep telling me they know me. No one does. What are you doing there, 3PO?
Taking one last look, sir, at my friends.
Confronting fear. It's the destiny of a Jedi. Your destiny